Masechet Sanhedrin Daf Lamed Bet Amud Aleph, halfway downish by the Gemara. Today's daf is sponsored by Anonymous in memory of Elazar ben Tana. Do we really need to have investigative questions by monetary cases? For many of us, Retta says, if the document that the date was written as the first day of Nisan in the Shemitah years, the end of Shemitah years cancels out debt, and therefore people would not usually make document loans during that year. So the Gemara says, then witnesses came to the court and then told people who signed the document, how do you sign this document? You were with us on a different day, so how can that document be legal? The document is still kasher, the witnesses are still kasher because maybe the document was written delayed after the event. So yes, they wrote it today, but the thing may have been witnessed a few days ago. So still could be kasher. Now the Gemara says, if you want to tell me that our Mishnah says you need to investigate, ask investigative questions. How would you say that it was done after the date? They would have found out through the investigative questions. There's no. Why would you be finding out that now? You'd be finding out that while they investigate. Maybe there is no investigative questions. The Gemara says, one second, if that's the case, then you can find a different Mishnah also has a problem. Why? Predated documents are pasul, and post-dated documents are kasher. Now, if you're telling me the same concept, that you have to investigate, make sure everything's legit, then how do you have post-dated documents that are kasher? When it says kasher, that's not a question from that, because that Abraita's question is stronger than that Mishnah, because I feel I have been in because even a day in the first day of Nisan, during the Shemitah year, that people are not usually coming to lend money, like we said. Maybe you might say that therefore there's less of a chance the witnesses would have delayed the date until the beginning of the Shemitah year. Right? Why would the lender want to delay the date into the Shemitah year? Because he would not want to lose credibility in the document. I feel like even so, given the Shvit so far, since at the end of the year of Shemitah that cancels the loans, Machshiran, we say it's still kasher. And therefore, the Braita is a bigger chidush. That's why we asked the question from the Braita. The Gemara says, we still did not answer the question from the Mishnah, from the Braita rather. That if you are investigating, then how do you have a post-dated document? The Gemara says, Siman Harfash, we bring a few answers. You need to do investigative questions of money. Like we said, there has to be one law, and just like capital cases has it, so two monetary cases has it. So how come we don't have it by monetary cases? So that you don't stop borrowers from borrowing money, because now that you are, if the borrower will be, if the lender won't have the case investigated with investigative questions, he won't lend money. Right? If that's the case, if that's the case, if the judges can't ask investigative questions, then if they should not be paying damages if they make a mistake, they should not pay, they should not reimburse if they make a mistake. They couldn't ask investigative questions. The Gemara says no. That's if you do that, then people will definitely not want to lend money, because if the judge makes a mistake, they'll be patur. Therefore, no, we make the judges chayat. Okay, the Rava have a different answer for this. The Rava says our Mishnah from penalty cases, and that's why you have to investigate. Regarding the Braita, admissions and loans, you don't have investigative questions, like we said, because we don't want to just turn off the lenders. Rabbi third answer. Both cases, Mishnah and Braita are talking about loans. When do we investigate on our Mishnah? Some of the case where when something seems off, like fraudulent or sketchy. Our Braita says that it's not, nothing seems sketchy. Rashi explains the guy seems, a case of sketchiness was if this litigant has a history. Okay. You shall judge your fellow righteously. Another person says you should chase after righteousness. Okay, so what does it mean? The second case, to be extremely careful, is about a sketchy person. The first pasuk says is not you don't have to be so careful because he's not a sketchy person. Our Mishnah is like how we said earlier in the Braita. And therefore, the Pesukim, it teaches you the righteousnesses is talking about one to teach you that you should try to do justice, and one to teach you that you should compromise. Kitan Rita says, like the Brita says, so that you should chase, you should go after righteousness. One time he says justice, one time compromise. Okay, so what do you mean compromise? Two boats are passing in a river, narrow river, but then they are stuck in the middle. They both try to pass the same time. They'll both crash and sink. If they pass separately, one after another, it'll be good. And therefore, one of them should move out of the way. If two camels are climbing up the narrow mountain top, like whatever the side of the mountain, and they meet one another. Both try to go at the same time, they both fall. If they go both after one another, then it'll pass through. What do you do by the boat or the camel? If the one of them is loaded and the other one's not loaded. The loaded one goes first. One is close to its destination, one's not. The one that's close should give way to the one that's not close. Let him get closer. They're both equal, however, or they both have loads. You should do a compromise, and let the other one compensate the other first time. And that's the case of doing compromise. You should do chase righteousness. You should go after the best bedin in your available. That's come out of Lod and city of Lod. And that's in him, he after the city of Rochel. Tanabret says, if someone hears a sound of mill of them using the mill to chop up wheat in the city, they're announcing Shua Ben. They're doing it on purpose to announce the Brit Milah, and they can't physically announce it because of government concerns of them killing people for doing Brit Milah. Or if they see a city in Bar Chayil, they see a lot of candles or an unusual amount of candles. This is they're saying someone got married, and that's why they're announcing it. And we're done. You should do brightness. That means you should go after the yeshiva to get judges to teach your kid to do your case. Now we're going to give names and the cities that you should do, the primary cities and names. Achar Rabbi Yochanan Zakai Levro Chayil. Achar Rabbi Yeshua Lefkain. Achar Rabbi Gamliel Leyavne. Achar Rabbi Akiva Levnei Brak. Achar Rabbi Matya L'Romi. Achar Rabbi Hanina ben Tirajon Lesichni. Achar Rabbi Yosef Letzipori. Achar Rabbi Yudah ben Betira Lenesivin. Achar Rabbi Yeshua Lagola. And Achar Rabbi Lebayit Lebet Sharim. Achar Hachamim Lelishka Hagazit. Okay, you never know Potachin, right? In monetary cases, you start off either way, whether you think the guy is patur or chayav, you can start off both ways. How about capital cases? You can only do for making patur. That's how you start off. How are we making patur? So the Gemara says, how do you start like that? How do you not start with trying to make him chayav? The Gemara says, Amar Avida, Hachamrin will say the follows. Miyemar kida kamritu. You turn to witnesses that are trying to convict him and say, who says that's what happened? We start challenging them. The Gemara says, Amar le'ula v'ha'asach minalhu. But one second, if you do that, you might scare them off. You might turn them off. They may not want to no longer want to testify. The Gemara says, what's the problem? Well, let him stop talking. We bring capital cases of witnesses back and forth, make them walk around a lot so that they lower their guard, and maybe they will retract what they're saying. So we see over here, what's the problem with chasing, going after the witnesses in the beginning of the court case? Gemara says, no, you can't compare. Indicates that right how you make them walk around, they might lower their guard passively. But over here, if you're trying to start off the court case by attacking the witnesses, that's actively going after them, and we don't want to do that. So what do? We start off the case as follows. We ask the person, do you have any witnesses to discredit, to make these witnesses hazamat, to make them zumemd? The person, that's not fair. That means you're trying to make this guy innocent while trying to kill the witnesses testifying against him. So that's not fair. You're starting off the court case to make him patur, but that means you're trying to actively kill these two guys. Because if they're convicted for being zomem, trying to kill him, they die. Who says that will make him die? By the time Mishnah says, zom witnesses do not get killed for trying to kill someone else. Only after the verdict was given that he should die, and then they get convicted. Where it says, what I mean is as follows. If the guy were to sit there quiet till he gets the verdict, and he's supposed to die. Then he brings the edim to witness to testify against them as hazama. Therefore, that would be the starting off of condemning the witnesses first, and therefore it's not fair. The one says, what do you start the case? I mean, we tell the person, do you have any witnesses to rebuttal, to contradict the other witnesses, not to make them zamim, but do you have any witnesses in your defense? We tell the witnesses that what you testified so far is not such a strong case. That's our way of saying that he looks innocent. They both say, I mean, we tell the guy, if you do not commit the murder, you have nothing to be afraid of. That's our way of starting off in zechut, in acquittal. Rashi says, whoever knows anything that can make him patur, anything that can acquit him, should come forward and testify. We have a proof according to Rabbi Rabbi says, if no man was with you, or you have not gone off, this is what we tell the sotah, who is suspected of adultery. We tell her right away, if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. We see from here, we see from here that if you're talking about a capital case, we start off with possible acquittal. We're basically told, don't worry, if you didn't do it, you have nothing to worry about.